now at 6, the driver charged in that deadly tour bus crash in Stafford County expected to appear in a Virginia court twice today. We're live with what we can expect from that hearing. And the suspect in an ambush attack on 2 National Guard service members that killed one and left another severely hurt will also face a judge. The latest in the government's push to pursue the death penalty. Plus another hot and humid day across the DMV, and we are tracking the chance for storms. And then we're one day out from the FIFA World Cup. We'll take a look at how some of those host cities are getting ready for the global event. All of that and more coming up as your news at 6 starts now. Boy, you just keep rolling on through the week. June 10th already. Made it to Wednesday. Good to see everybody. And welcome to Fox 5 Morning at 6.
Yes, good morning to you. Good morning, Tucker and Annie Mae.
Good morning. Good morning. We got some big changes in the weather world. So showers moving in. Perhaps your hair will have some challenges later today. The humidity is going to be on the increase around here. And we're going to turn hot and humid in big time by Thursday and Friday. But 72 at 6 a.m. We got clouds out there. Quickly want to show you the satellite and radar there. And you can see some showers moving in, maybe a rumble of thunder in there as well. And this will be the near-term forecast. So next couple hours, take the umbrella. We'll have some showers around. And then we'll likely get some more and additional showers and storms this afternoon. I'll have plenty on the forecast. It's a busy one coming up. Annie Mae?
All right, thanks. Take a look here, 6 o'clock. This is what it looks like Wednesday morning commute-wise. Closer look right now at an issue. We're following along with 395 northbound direction in Alexandria. That crash before Little River Turnpike currently is the left and right lanes blocked and about 23 minutes in delays from the Beltway. Steve?
We're going to begin this morning in Prince George's County, where a dozen people, including children, were displaced from their homes after an early morning fire. Authorities say 6 adults and 6 kids now without a home after the apartment fire on 56th Place in East Riverdale. Fire crews responding to that fire, able to quickly knock it out, but one person was taken to the hospital. They are expected to be okay. The investigation continues.
We begin this morning also with another Fox 5 News alert. A toddler grazed by a bullet after shots were fired in Northeast D.C. Police tell us a 3-year-old boy was taken to the hospital with a grazed wound to the ear. This all happening just before 10 o'clock last night in the 1700 block of Benning Road Northeast. No additional information has been shared about a suspect. And D.C. police are also investigating a deadly shooting in Southeast where a man was gunned down yesterday outside of a post office on Southern Avenue. Police say that this all happened in the middle of the afternoon near homes and businesses. The man who died has not yet been identified. No suspect or motive information has been released either. Police are now asking anyone with any information to give them a call. This morning, the driver who was behind the wheel of a massive tour bus that smashed into 6 cars in Virginia will face a judge.
5 people died in that crash on I-95 in Stafford County. So what is next for the driver? Let's get to Melanie Ulwick with what we can expect today. Mel?
Busy day here in Stafford County. Jing Shengdong will have 2 court appearances, first in district court starting at 8:30 this morning, and then over in circuit court where he is charged with 5 counts of involuntary manslaughter. The 48-year-old tour bus driver from Staten Island, New York, spent 10 days in the hospital. He was released from medical care Tuesday and booked into the Rappahannock Regional Jail. Virginia State Police say Dong was behind the wheel of a tour bus with 34 passengers headed from New York City to Charlotte, North Carolina, south on I-95 in Stafford County early in the morning of May 29th. Investigators believe Dong never hit the brakes before plowing into 6 cars that were slowing for a construction zone. 5 people were killed, including 4 members of a Massachusetts family heading to a wedding in South Carolina. 44 others were injured. Virginia criminal defense attorney Dimitri Picolidis says prosecutors will have to prove the driver was criminally negligent.
The detectives or the investigating troopers, they found something that they think they can hang their hat on. This man might have fallen asleep. They might have saw his driver logs. He might have been erratically driving. They may have talked to some of the passengers. We just don't know at this point.
Federal records show the bus company was cited for 3 unsafe driving violations in the last 2 years, including speeding 15 miles per hour or more over the limit, and 1 violation for the driver not being able to satisfy the English language proficiency requirements. There are also court records in Maryland and Virginia showing prior speeding violations. Now, Virginia State Police are still looking for witnesses as this case heads toward the prosecution. There's also, as we've talked about, the separate NTSB investigation. Currently, Currently, the driver is being held without bond. Later today, he will enter a plea, and the judge will decide whether he will continue to be held without bond or if he can be released with conditions.
On the Hill today, tough questions expected for the head of Loudoun County's public schools. Superintendent Dr. Aaron Spence and other school leaders have been called to testify before Congress over policies that lawmakers say have sparked concern among parents. The district has been dealing with a series of cases involving students accused of illegal recordings inside of schools. And Maureen's going to have a live report on that coming up in just a few minutes at 6:30. Commuter heads up as officials say get ready for a lot of traffic as the district is ready for the big fight starting tomorrow through Monday. This is the UFC fight at the White House. Starting tomorrow through Monday, expect road closures and parking restrictions in and around the White House and the National Mall. A news conference is planned for the Lincoln Memorial. That's where they're going to do the weigh-in for the fight. There'll be a fan fest on the Ellipse. Sunday night's main card, of course, right outside the White House. You can find the full list of the road closures on the 250dc.gov website.
Weather's certainly top of mind, even for all of that.
Sounds like it might be getting a little better, though, for the weekend.
It is looking up, right, Tucker?
I mean, it looks like it'll be about 90 on Sunday's the main event, right?
Right.
Yeah. Sunday it looks like 90, but it should be dry.
Good.
So we're trending drier, which is great. And, you know, I know some fan fests. Friday night we might have some rains. Let's talk weather. How about that? How about if I do the weather? Could have some storms around Friday night. That was what I wanted to mention. Okay, as far as storm and rain shower chances, we got them today. In fact, we got them this morning. I'll show you the radar here in just a moment. Numbers out there early this morning. And let me mention, already getting a little more sweaty with humidity on the rise across the region. 72 degrees at 6 a.m. to get your morning started. Just clouds at the airports, but we have rain knocking on the door here. And we're going to get a wave of showers working through over the next couple hours. There may be a rumble of thunder in there, but you can see shower activity stretching roughly from southern Pennsylvania right down through our region here, and then to the south down towards Richmond and Charlottesville. So that shower activity will continue to work west to east, and for the most part, I would plan on rain showers here between now and about 9-10 a.m. And then we should get a break, and perhaps we'll get another second round of showers and storms later this afternoon, as we're going to be back in the soup here for the daytime hours. It will be warmer, noticeably more sticky here with some scattered late day storms after those morning showers. 88 this afternoon. We won't hit 90. We'll do that tomorrow and again Friday. In fact, mid-90s in the forecast, with the heat index near 100 for Thursday and Friday. We'll have more on that coming up. Hey, the Fox Local app, make sure you download it today. You can watch anywhere. That's what I want to stress. I mentioned to Annie Mae yesterday that I had somebody from San Diego watching it the other day, sent me a picture, pretty cool. And you can watch the latest news and traffic. You can get all of your weather as we have, severe weather working through, or potentially severe weather the next couple days. It's a great resource. You can track all the weather yourself.
Woohoo!
Right?
I know.
You got a busy road there.
You're right, I do today. We'll take a look here through Alexandria, 395 in the northbound direction. Main lanes, you're looking at a crash before Little River Turnpike that is the left and right lanes blocked. So just keep in mind you're going to see some delays right now for about 30 minutes or so from the Beltway. That's, again, for 4 miles that it's taking you that amount of time to get through. You'll see it as well here in 95 in the northbound direction. Main lanes, you're going to start to see a little bit of a slowdown on that as well as a result of the original incident we're talking about 36 minutes from Quantico towards the Beltway for 26 miles. Moving on to the inner loop right now, it's about 12 minutes between Branch Avenue and I-295. That's this kind of strip right here where you're seeing a little bit of a red and a yellow zone. Again, pretty normal for 6 o'clock, maybe a bit increased for early 6. 25 minutes at Berry Road towards the Beltway for 10 miles, Maryland 210 northbound. Finally, this is Branch Avenue in the northbound direction as well. Maryland 5 from 301 towards the Beltway is about 15 minutes.
The thing is, they'll most likely be able to get him back. Austin Metcalf's folks, they won't ever get that young man back.
I'll pray for both families because this is a no-win situation, It's just hard for everybody.
Reaction coming in following a Texas teen convicted of murder and sentenced to 35 years in prison. This is in the stabbing death of a track athlete from a rival team during a high school meet. Investigators say the confrontation started after Carmelo Anthony sat under a tent belonging to Austin Metcalf's team. Multiple witnesses testified that Metcalf repeatedly asked him to leave before the stabbing, the defense arguing that Anthony acted in self-defense but did not call him to testify. Turning now to the war with Iran after the U.S. military carried out more airstrikes in Iran overnight.
Yeah, stressing that they were retaliatory in nature. Jacqueline's got all the details from the newsroom.
Guys, good morning. Those strikes coming after an Army helicopter crashed near the Strait of Hormuz, with President Trump blaming Iran for that crash. Officials have said that it was a collision between an Apache helicopter and an Iranian drone. Luckily, both U.S. service members on board of the helicopter were safely rescued by a Navy drone boat. Meantime, those strikes have now prompted new attacks from Iran, with the Middle Eastern country attacking U.S. sites in Bahrain and Kuwait. And the two have since fired air defenses in response. Now, all of this complicating what has been a fragile ceasefire effort in the Iran war, which has led to fuel prices spiking back here at home. Steve?
Meantime, Congress handing a win to President Trump, passing the $70 billion ICE and Border Patrol funding bill, funding the agencies for the rest of Donald Trump's term as president. The vote narrowly passing by just 2 votes. This went straight down party lines. This follows weeks of roadblocks as Democrats pushed back against the president's immigration policies and proposed anti-weaponization fund, which could pay out his allies or even January 6th rioters. The bill heads to the president's desk for his signature.
The White House plans to appeal a ruling striking down the Trump administration's $100,000 fee for HB-1 visas. It's a fee meant to deter companies from hiring foreign workers. A coalition of 20 Democrat-led states, including Maryland, sued the administration, arguing that the policy just hurts American businesses. Those fees have created friction among Republicans on Capitol Hill, who are echoing talent concerns from big tech.
Unless there's some kind of national security element that's going to imperil our safety, this is our information. We should have it, every single bit of it.
If any individuals have any information, do not be afraid to come to a member of Congress. We will protect you, and we will make sure that the truth is out there.
On Capitol Hill, there's an issue bringing both sides of the aisle together. Outer space. Aliens, UFOs, a bipartisan group of lawmakers pushing to have more classified UFO records released, trying to pass what is known as the UAP Disclosure Act, which would protect whistleblowers and ask other countries to release their files, too. This after the U.S. government declassified UFO files. Lawmakers calling on President Trump to do more on UFO transparency.
And NASA unveiling its crew for the Artemis 3 mission, officially marking the next phase to return humans to the moon. The crew is made up of 3 NASA astronauts and 1 from the European Space Agency. They will be testing out equipment orbiting the Earth and practicing docking their Orion capsule with 2 lunar landers from SpaceX and Blue Origin. The Artemis 3 launch is set for sometime next year.
All right, in the meantime, with just a week until D.C.'s primary and early voting already well underway, current D.C. mayor is not technically backing any of the candidates. But there are signs. We'll have remarks from the mayor and experts on the election coming up.
Plus, the suspect in the ambush attack that took the lives of 2 National Guards members will be in court today. We'll have much more on the government's effort to get the death penalty ahead.